Hey guys, today I have a review slash foundation routine look for the new Covergirl 3-in-1 Outlast foundation. I love this foundation. I have the color 805 Ivory, and I've been using this foundation for a couple weeks now and I love it. I think it is amazing. It's probably one of the best drugstore foundations that I have ever used. The one thing that I will say about it is it is very hard to blend. I don't know if it just dries fast or if it's a drier formula in general, but it's definitely, I tried it with a brush. It didn't work very well for me. I had like a lot of spots after I was done, so I take one of these like wedgie sponges. It was dirty because I used it, and then I just like spray it with some water, and make sure it's damp. Like, you don't want it to be super dry, but you don't want it to be wet. And then I just do like one pump and it does my whole face. I really like it. Yesterday I had this foundation on for 14, like a little over 14 hours, and I had to touch up twice, and that's about the average for me with this foundation. Like, if I go out for a night, I'll have to touch up once. If I wear it all day, I'll have to touch up twice. But that's, I mean, that's fantastic. And one thing I like about this is if I get oily and I let it go and I don't touch up immediately, by the time I do, it doesn't look like I've been like oily after I touch up. Like, it doesn't really, it takes a lot, I think, of greasing through this foundation to actually make it break down. I actually think this is like more powerful than like the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I know that one, if I get oily and I let it go for like an hour without being able to touch it up, by the time I do, you'll be able to, for me it looks like it's starting to wear off in the places I get oily, and this one doesn't do that. I do set this with a powder, but it dries to kind of a powdery finish anyway, which I really like. And I don't know, I just think this foundation is really great. It photographs really well. I haven't tried it with flash because I know that it does have SPF, so but it looks great outside, it looks great on camera, it looks great in pictures. It's just really nice. And let's say I have this foundation on for like 10 hours, it looks fantastic when I take it off. Like, it doesn't look like I've had it on for 10 hours, it looks like I just put it on, which I really love. I don't think this says like how long it lasts necessarily, but I mean, this is great. I would say definitely like a good 12 hours for sure for this. And I'm oily skinned. I have to touch it. If I wear it for 12 hours or more, I'm gonna have to touch up twice, but it's like every 5 to 6 hours I go ahead and touch it up. This foundation just lasts a really long time. I would say it may just be the longest lasting foundation I've ever tried. I like the Revlon Color Stay Whipped a lot. I feel like the color of this one is a little bit tricky on my skin. It looks really pale in the bottle, but it doesn't go on this pale at all, I don't think. I don't necessarily think it oxidizes, but I just think that the color just looks darker when you put it on. So that was just another thing. Like, be careful around like your jawline, and when you're blending it in, just because it's this was just really hard for me to figure out blending and how to get it on evenly. But ever since, I've been doing it with this probably like 3 or 4 times, and it's worked perfectly every time with one of these sponges. So I would just recommend it. And I use a primer too. I use the Spackle primer, so that may help with lasting power and it going on a little bit easier. But I just had no luck with, I used this brush, the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques, the first and second time I think I tried to wear it, and it just did not work. So I could see, like, when I got up close, like around here, there would be like a little, like a bit of foundation that wasn't blended in. And so yeah, but this foundation is just so good. Like, I cannot say enough good things about this. This, I think, is going to replace my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus because it lasts longer on me, like, and it doesn't break down when you do get oily for like ever. So I just really love that. I think that's about it about this foundation, and if you want to know how I go ahead and put it on, then just keep on watching. Okay, the very first thing that I do is put some lip stuff on. I just brush my teeth, so my lips are super chapped. And I just put a little bit on because I like kind of wipe a little bit of it off before I put my lipstick on, or lip whatever for the day. Looks good. Alright, and then next I use the Urban Decay De-Slick all over. And then I use the L'Oreal Spackle Primer. This one is in Champagne. It's like yellow, kind of tinted with some shimmer in it. Alright, put about that much on. After I've spread it around pretty good, I kind of push it into the places that I need it. That's pretty good. Let that dry for a second. And then with this foundation, I've tried a couple ways, but I feel like the way that works best is taking like a wet sponge. So I'm just gonna spray this little wedgy spongy with water, just a little bit on one side. All right, and then I take the new Covergirl Outlast foundation. I'm in the color 805 Ivory. I think this is the lightest one you can get. And I just put exactly one pump. And then I dip the wet part of the sponge into the foundation. And then I just kind of put it on. And start blending it in. This foundation is pretty tricky to blend in. I feel like if you don't have like a wet sponge or something, or a wet brush maybe, that it's just really tricky. Looks pretty good. Let me double check. There we go. All done. And then this foundation actually dries kind of to a powder finish, but I do still powder because I have oily skin. So, and then I just use some of this Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. This is the pink tone one, because of those really bad bags. I usually just use my finger. I always use my middle finger. I don't know why. Like that. And then I take my Loreal True Match and then I put that anywhere else I think I might need it. And then I blend that in with the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. I love this brush. Hopefully the lighting's not too bad. It's very weird outside right now. It's like sunny gloomy. There's the face. And then one last thing that I consider like a foundation routine is I use my eye primer and I kind of like blank out my lids because they're really dark, kind of like orangey color. Hi. Dog really wants to go outside. He's all cat. Better now. There we go. And then I take this NYX Stay Matte Not Flat powder and this brush from Eco Tools. It's like this teeny kind of brush, and then I use this to set my concealer. And then I take this big powder brush from Real Techniques and the same powder, and then I just set the rest of my face. And you're done. I'll be right back with the finished look. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys found this tutorial / review helpful, and if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know, and I hope you guys are having a good day. See ya.